Okay, welcome back to Behemoth's Backlog. We're here with some more Silksong. So last time we kind of cleared up the haunted Bell Heart, which actually ended in like a super cool boss fight. And then I kind of did a little bit of backtracking to kind of see what we can explore. Um, and I think I'm kind of ready to go back to Greymore, I want to say. Is the name of that area? Um, Last time I was here, waking up, I got caught up in the webs. Oh, right. Yeah, Greymore, that's the name of it. Okay, let me adjust my audio settings a little bit here. Let's try. There we go. Yeah, because I started getting up to the blasted steps and I'm like, that feels very much like I'm making main story progression. So I was kind of like, okay, let's double back to Greymore and kind of explore through there. Keeping in mind though that like I was thinking about this the other day, and since we're gonna be going to AGDQ, like not only so what that's gonna mean is that I won't be able to do a Silksong episode the weekend before we go to AGDQ probably. So so I'm gonna need that one recorded, and then the week after I get back from AGDQ, I'm not gonna have time to do it either. So we're gonna need at least 2 backlogged episodes, and so that means I'm gonna have to have more Silksong planned. And that inevitably means that I'm spending less time. Where is my cocoon? No, that's not me. That inevitably means that I'm going to be playing Hades less at times. So, we'll see how that works out. But also, you know, Silksong being right after Hades at AGDQ is gonna mean that I'm gonna have to get as far in this as I can anyway. So Steve, are you going to watch the Silksong run after yours or save yourself? Okay, so yeah, actually thank you for bringing that up because yeah, I was just kind of like touching on that. But I've been told that a lot of the stuff around the venue, like things like Artist Alley and whatnot, kind of close before my run starts. And so I don't know like the specific time that kind of stuff closes, but like I've been told that the only thing that will be open is the stream room when I am doing my run. So we're gonna have a lot more people physically there because they can't be anywhere else. So that's a little bit of pressure on me, a little bit for the run itself. But then also that means that once I'm done, I can't go anywhere to avoid Silksong spoilers. So I do kind of have to get through this with some haste now, if I don't want to get spoiled. But I'm also not going to be super heartbroken if I get a couple of spoilers here, just because the person who's running after me doing Silksong, Scene, is also a first-time GDQ appearance, so I would like to support them. It is a super cool run, but I can tell you from watching the expanded runs, you are only going to spoil a very small part of the game, amount of the game. Okay, cool. I was kind of thinking, like, the chances of me spoiling, like, the final boss are probably pretty high, if that is, like, something that could be spoiled. Like, because it's entirely possible that there will be no spoiler in the sense that, like, it'll be very obvious. Like, the final boss to the first one being the Hollow Knight, not exactly a shocker. But of course, then the Radiance was a bit more surprising, right? So. Oh, I forgot this guy with backswing. Final boss is very visually distinct. Okay. God, I suck at this game. I'm so out of practice. It's been 1 week since I played this. I could answer that, but that's spoilery in it, so I'll say nothing. Okay. Good enough for me. Eru! Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. Nailed it. Let's go this way. Oh, I hate these guys. Very EP, so just popping in to say hi and head to sleep. Yep, no worries. Have a wonderful sleep there, Eru. Always good to see you. And we love people getting sleep. That is not a jab at people who I know stay up way later than they should be. And definitely not a jab at myself. I've never seen that symbol before. It's a lovely 3 a.m. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I've been there. I don't know what that did. That looks like that very cramped elevator. Get wrecked. Yeah, that one. This... This feels like it has purpose. Nope. Here, actually, let's activate the elevator. There's a bench down here, so we might as well. I remember there being one thing in the original HK that was like that. Yeah. Exhausted pilgrim. Oi, sister, I'm sat here all bent and bedraggled, but you look fresh as the day you were hatched. Was. How do you fare so well in these drenched and dangerous lands? Maybe you got a secret you could share?
Catestre.
None that would offer easy aid, good bug. Whatever luck or savvy brought you this far, may it continue you on your journey. Who? I was supposed to talk to somebody here. I swear. Kriege.
Hironare.
Barkeep, I have seen your request on the Belltown's wish wall. What assistance are you asking? Seeking. Ah, perfect. You're the able sort that'll make short work of the task. The problem is those blasted craws atop here. My roof is fast becoming their cozy nest. Now they've grown so bold they're starting to attack pilgrims as they pass.
Neofene.
Would you simply have me slay them? Your sturdy shell seems more than up to that task. If only it were so simple. Kill the ones above and more. Just keep coming. It's the warmth of this home, you see. Draws them right in. I'm looking for a long-term solution. A scarecrow. I'll build the biggest there's ever been. So fearsome it'll keep those craws away for good. All I need is some rag pelt from the craw bugs themselves. Hunt them down, collect their pelts, and bring me back a heap of the stuff. I'll do the rest. Okay, cool. So I just murk those dudes for a little bit? Sure. Don't have to tell me twice. Okay. Shit. Oh, ain't no way. Shit. Oh my god. Fuck it. We're going through the door. Or that hole that I carved. Friend or foe? Krat. Ooh, what a turn for dear Krat to be strung up in such a dank little cave.
Cadestre.
Sorry, that was bad timing. Cursed threads stretch throughout this land, set to ensnare the unwary. You seem no worse for it now, at least. That metal carriage, it is yours, I assume? Ooh, yes, yes. I'm setting out to join the nearest flea caravan, aren't I? Safety in numbers, yes? I've had more than enough of venturing alone. And you, I trust I will see you there. My carriage hides a special secret I'd gladly share with you when next we meet. Heh. With luck, dear, we will meet again when I have joined the flea caravan. My carriage hides a special secret I'll gladly share with you next time we meet. Okay. Oh my god, my neighbors are having a fucking time right now. It sounds like. Oh. And smells like. I swear to God, if they set off the fire alarm again, smoke alarm, whatever. Sinner's Road, fuck! Okay. Hi. Overkill. Okay. What's this way? I do not like the bolas. Unfortunate. I'm so garbage! Life hack. Oh, you can swim faster. Okay. And you. Shard bundle. Okay. Those are nice. Goodness. Yeah, probably. Fuck. No. Because that's just like a... gives them back kind of thing, isn't it? Okay, killing those dudes in 2 hits now is kind of sick. Snipe. Oh. Ow! Didn't even see this guy there. Holy. Oh my god! I don't wanna. I can't jump on top of this or anything. No. Can't scale up that. Alright. You can do it, Steve. No. Watch this section just mentally break me. Of all the things I've had to do in this game so far, this is by far the worst. Eight. Okay. I need 25 of these. That's 10. Well, might as well. Okay, that was quite a few of those. Oh my god. Ah, fuck. How many of these things do I have now? 16? Pardon me. What? I thought I whiffed that jump for fucking sure. I just... I guess I can see where down leads. Welcome in, Weird Day. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. This game's fucking massive. Holy hell! fly into the fucking spikes? Woo! Oh, is this another part of my silk? Like half the spool? It is! Yay! I guess we go back to the pub and then go adventure that other way. Triple kill. Welcome back, traveler. How'd you get along? We're collecting the rag pelt for those mangy crawl bugs. They're squawking and crowing up there. They're starting to wear mightily on my patrons.
Yanara.
Here's the rag pelt, sir. I hope the amount is sufficient for your work. Oi. It should be enough. Once I find a quiet moment, I'll go get straight to building that mighty scarecrow. With a little luck, my roof should be clear of those pests when next you pass by. Thank you kindly, traveler. Oh, cool! So now it'll be less of a pain in the ass. As payment goes, I got something I think you'd make good use of. Spare crafting kit. I've been holding on to it for someone else, but they've been gone long enough now. I know they won't be returning. Thank you, sir. This is a worthy trade for my work. My tool shall attain an even sharper edge. Cool. Right.
Oh, am I holding you up?
Susan! Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. How did the rest of the runs go? How do I get up? I can't pogo off. Can I jump off this wall? No. Do I just need to double jump, maybe? The one bonus we did was good. Nice. I'm proud of you. Like, there's gotta be a way up there. Wait. Hold on. In from the... Wait, hold on. Almost finished some side stuff, too. Only 3 more rangers. Nice. Proud of you. Thank you. Proud of you. Is this? On the 8th harvest, send 50 measures, 9 beats dreg thread, spooled 14 measures dreg thread, twined oath of fealty all workers. On the 12th harvest, send 40 measures dreg thread, spooled, 2 beats fine thread, twined, oath of fealty all workers. I feel like these are all gonna make sense eventually, but like currently, I have no sweet fucking clue. Like, we're gonna have the Metroidvania moment of, like, the thing I think of specifically is fucking Metroid Prime, where you have these, like, riddles for where lore stuff is, and it's like, oh, that seems kind of like an extra thing. And that is not an extra thing. It is a necessary component for you to actually complete the game. And I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen here. Measures in beats for lengths of textiles is a neat flavor thing. Yeah. Rip Jane's Spike song. Okay. Now let's try. I thought that would kill. I'm glad the bonus run went well. Okay. I apparently have not been this way. This is the king of the backswing. Boop. Locked bell home. Call out.
No.
Bzz. Who's bothering me now? Leave the great Yarnaby! In peace. Shoo shoo.
No.
Shoo, I say, unless you've brought a worthy specimen with something truly nasty inside them. Bzz. Otherwise, leave the great Yarnaby in peace. Okay, so I can go up further. Frayed rosary string, okay. I tried to breathe right strip thingy for the first time tonight, and it helped a lot, apparently. Nice! I'm glad. As soon as it came off, I lost the ability to breathe again. No! Big fuck off bell guys, like in the vertical shafts? Yeah. Oh, maybe. Cloth and incendiary materials that could be fashioned into an explosive weapon. Why can't I construct? Probably don't have to. Okay, well, I'll have to come back here, I guess. Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, then I think as far as I can tell, I've gone as far as I can here. Yeah, that'll...
Hasbin?
저럴 알자는.
Okay. Fuck. Ada! Okay. Oh. Pet this Susan. Okay.
Quesco.
I might as well. Chakra no longer here. Okay. Let's take a look then. Okay, Hades runs just ain't running tonight. Time to switch to tanks. Yeah, so valid. Okay, there's a couple more spots in far fields I can explore now, and maybe deep docks as well. So maybe we'll just... Oh, and possibly Hunter's March. So maybe that's what we'll do next. Yeah, let's head over to deep docks. I love him. The Bell Beast is so cute. This is for vote stocks. My apologies for eating chips out of my boobs. Ducks mentioned. I don't know why I can't seem to get a hell run that feels good. Because hell is a very finicky weapon. Like, honestly, that does not shock me, just because it is, rather challenging. Okay, so we're gonna go right and down and then right some more. Oh wait, this is like the toolmaker person, right?
Fa, Fiona.
Oh, they just have
Pero
short
vara.
claws left. Well, let's head back up to Farfields then. Okay, so we'll go right and then up. Oof. Oof. Okay, okay. You skirt glide the updraft? Can you skirt glide the updraft? You betcha. Whew. Yay, smart Susan. Yes. Oh my god. I biffed that. Okay. Think this through. 2, 3, 4. And then we can clang on here. Ma'am? What are we mamming? Okay, yeah. Do not poke the spikes with your butt. But it worked in the first game! Money! Yeah, you could pogo spikes with your butt in the first game. Well, maybe not your butt, but you could pogo spikes in the first game. Okay, so let's think about this. I think we go explore that little shadowy area down in the bottom right. I thought you used a weapon to, you know, live. True. She got a point. Ow. Just had a really good not speedrun with Persephone Skull that died to in the last phase of Typhon. First time trying to go without death defiances too. Nice. Way to go, Weird Day. It is not easy to do. Like, learning strength on the surface was a lot harder than learning strength in the underworld. I grew these points myself. I know. Same way I've been growing mine. With estrogen. I'm proud of you, Weird Day. Good job. Oh. I'm glad I started with strength and never intentionally messed with defiances. True. You also didn't play the first game, right? So, I'm sure that actually helped you in that regard. I miss running with death defiances, right? Could be so much more reckless, yeah. Well, I truly think in the first game that was actually like a mildly problematic bit, is that like there was so much I could get away with in Hades 1 with just being reckless and stupid that I can't in Hades 2, which I think is actually a net positive. Just looking at the numbers though, the damage reduction saves you so much more, especially if you run Ares. Yeah, true. It's probably a net positive, but I like being dumb. True. It's my understanding that it's painful to run when they're... Weird there. That's good. I mean, mine are small and like, I barely have any boobs, and I noticed instantly when I started running. I was like, oh, yeah. I can feel the jiggle. So, yeah. The bigger, the tougher. Not me feeling smug about my parent double D's, no siree. Alright. Finally unlocked Nurgle, fuck yeah. You know, You do not run without a sports bra at those sizes, no. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that, like, that was... once again, I'm not exactly... Sorry. Bringing back the meme. The meme. I think actually that's about the same timeline as Susan, to be honest. If I recall correctly. Oh, never mind that. I'm not even at 1 year HRT. Okay, technically, I am at 1 year HRT, but I don't count it. I technically started in December of last year, but I don't count that. There's gotta be something I'm missing. Yeah, I definitely also find the ledge grabbing in this is questionable at times. Get up there. I have a feeling that there's a grappling hook. Like hook shot kind of thing. Not hook shot, grappling beam. That's gotta be it. Okay. Maybe, I don't know. I've played enough Metroidvanias. Okay, so in the first game, I did this a lot in the first game, where I was like walking somewhere and I'd be like, okay, this suggests to me that the place where I get wall jump is going to be around here somewhere. Or like, this suggests to me that I'm supposed to have double jump or something. So therefore, it is going to give me double jump shortly. And I was right most of the time. Not every time, but most. It's like, you know, you play enough Metroid games and you kind of just like get a feel for it. Suspiciously reoccurring feature. Well, yeah. It was more of like, at times at times I kind of like sat there and I'm like, it truly looks like I cannot go back the way I came unless I have wall jump. So I'm going to need wall jump to leave this area, therefore it must be there. And then I had a similar situation with double jump where I wasn't wrong that I was headed in the direction of double jump and that I was expected to have double jump to get out. I was just also expected to have Crystal Dash at that time, and somehow did not. So... we love getting a feel for it. Yeah, true. I was wrong every damn time. Steve, Hollow Knight was my first game on Steam ever, and I was confused. Okay, so... I've played a handful of Metroid games, Like, I really, really like Metroid Prime. That's probably in one of my top 10 games of all time, to be honest. I love the first Metroid Prime. It's so good. But I played all 3 Metroid Primes. I played a little bit of Fusion, didn't get too far into it. Played a little bit of Super, a little bit of the original. I finished Dread. I finished the 3DS remake of Samus Returns. I regrettably played Other M. Is Prime 4 coming to Backlog at some point? Shit, yeah, I guess I should play Prime 4. I'd have to kind of like reconfigure my Elgato again, but yeah. That'd be fun. Hold on, did I even... Yeah, I think this is the most efficient. At this point, I've played a handful of games like Hollow Knight, Nine Souls, Blasphemous, stuff like that. I haven't played Blasphemous, but Nine Souls is one that I'm like, I kind of want to try, because I heard that's like kind of Sekiro-type combat, and that is an immediate draw for me. At that point, I had no idea. Well, I mean, yeah, if it's your first ever Metroidvania, of course. I was impressed with the level of hatred for some of those enemies in that game, yeah. Get wrecked, idiot. Good game, though. Just some of those bosses were aggravating. Yeah. Yeah, I got to, I ended up doing almost all the Pantheons. The only Pantheon I didn't do or the only one I didn't finish, rather, was 5. And I got to the Collector in Pantheon 5 on... There's either 2 or 3 attempts. And then I was kind of like, okay. I want to move on to something else. Or rather, I'm ready to put this to rest. Because, okay. Hollow Knight was the first game we ever did for Behemoth's Backlog. And so I was having a blast with it. And then at one point I just kind of like looked up and I'm like, fuck, I started this game in January. We are like well into April. I gotta do something else. And the Frame Fatale's game of the month in February and March of this year was Another Crab's Treasure, and that was a game I really wanted to play. So at one point, I was actually doing Behemoth's Backlog of 2 series at once. It was both Hollow Knight and Another Crab's Treasure. But I filmed all the Another Crab's Treasure stuff in February, March, and I finished Another Crab's Treasure in I think like 6 episodes. Hollow Knight went to like 15 or 16. Like... And so I ended up like cutting Hollow Knight short just so I could start posting the Another Crab's Treasure stuff. And then once that was done, we went on to Worldless, which was a lot of fun. And then after Worldless, we started Night Rain. I hated my life. And then we put Behemoth's Backlog on hiatus for a bit because we tried Okami, but Okami was cursed and didn't work with my setup. So we'll go back to that one too. And we're also going to do Elden Ring Rando. Because I've never done a rando Elden Ring run before. And so that was supposed to be before Silksong, but I was kind of like getting to the point where I'm like, I gotta go back to this, because otherwise I'm just like waiting. So I ended up just going back to Silksong, and now here we are. One of my proudest gaming achievements was getting 112% Steel Soul. Fuck! That's insane. I haven't even started the Steel Soul run. Like, I've literally only done the one. I agree. I really didn't think I needed to sit at the bench that was right below that. I regret not doing so. Because we have a long running segment to run back now. Yep. Okay. I can do this. Having the second dude there is gonna be really annoying, but I think once we take them out... we are, set. Thank you, T-Bone. God. The second guy is so fucking awful. Very much thank y'all for believing in me. I think it's about there. Ah, fuck. Christ almighty! Oh my god. Ah! That was a good attempt though. We can take this guy. Oh my god. Ah! That's how I dash attacked by accident, damn it. Oh my... I'm going to fucking kill you. Oh my god. Truly, it's that secondary flying piece of shit that's really throwing me off. Hey. If you're designing a video game, and you think, my challenging enemy is not challenging enough, and I would like to put it in a slightly more enclosed space, but with a dickbag flying enemy also with it. Not even like a small, tiny one that's mildly obnoxious. No, this is one of the stronger enemies in this area that is now also flying. Oh my god. Whatever. Ornstein and small ass fight. Well, okay, sort of, but not really. And like, because one of them's not like a boss, right? And I guess neither of them are. None of it doesn't have like an actual name. It does give a boss cry though, so like I don't know. It's just fucking. I would compare it more to fucking Valiant Gargoyles from Elden Ring. Fuck that fight. It's the worst fight in the damn game. I can't focus on dodging Chungus while I'm also trying to take care of Dumbass. Yes, actually, that's a great example. Susan fucking Capra Demon. Very small enclosed area with annoying, fucking obnoxious enemy that is literally just intended to distract you while the other one wails on you. Fuck! It's ass! It's fucking ass, dude. No, fuck you. I don't give a shit about your fucking red ant ass. Oh yeah, of course. Yep. Big Boyo doing double damage hits doesn't help for sure. Well, that's part of the problem, yeah, is that it's like, if he was doing one hit per, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but like, at some point it almost feels like the strategy here is to intentionally get hit by the small one so that I don't get punished as hard. What? So I have an ability that makes it so that if my heal gets interrupted, I at least don't die. I just take no damage and it deals some in retaliation, which is annoying. Like, salvageable, but fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! You fuck! which is at least like somewhat salvageable in like a bad situation. But like it's fucking infuriating when I'm like close to getting the heal off, and then fucking spear comes out of nowhere. Like I can't heal. I can't heal until that motherfucker's dead. He's just a little fucking distraction. Why can't I kill him? He should be able to die in like fewer hits. Hey, have you considered fucking die? What? Oh my fucking Christ. How many hits does he fucking take? Small assholes should die in like 5 hits tops. Fuck. My neighbors are gonna be having a field day with this. Okay, okay, it's fine. Lick my nuts! Or my tits, take your pick, I have both currently. Fuck you. Oh, this is a lot of money. Thank y'all for the support. I am so sorry for the horrible things that I said through all of that. This game is still fun. I don't hate it. I just think stuff like that is quite I'm not built for things like that. Hi, so that's what was up there. I almost wish I hadn't done it. That was miserable. There's still some shit that I need to get out of Shellwood, but I don't know where to find it. Um. Okay, yeah, if we go down to Deep Docks to take the Bell Beast and take it back up to the Shellwood. Like, okay, because fuck you. Fuck you. You fuck you. We can probably go find the remainder of the polyps in the Shellwood if we just kind of like look around a little bit. And we have silver bells. And then it looks like we have two different ways to progress. One is through Sinner's Path, which is an exit from Greymore. Time for EP. Good luck. Porgist. Have a good night, Susan. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you for the raid. Always good to see ya. And then we can also go to the Blasted Steps. So we have options. I think the Sinner's Path or whatever it was called is more along the lines of where we were going initially. Because, like, it appears that there's a couple different paths to move onward in the game, and we ended up taking the back way from Farfields into Greymore. Oh, yeah, and there's another exit through the top of Craw Lake there. So we could even do that. Yeah, let's yeah, let's go back to the Bellheart. For good measure. Yay!
Let's get it.
It's 280. 340? Yeah, that's not going to be close. So I guess one option is we look for the silver bells. We need 6 more. Or we look for the polyps. Oh. I love my life. Okay. One left. Somehow dodge that. Okay. Herd eater. There was one, it's gone now. Okay. We still have one. Aha! Alright, that's all of them. I did it! Where the fuck am I? Grey Root? Who the fuck is Grey Root? I'm guessing most of the people in this chat are LGBT, right? I feel right at home. I'd say we've kind of like cultivated that, and I think that's largely because of frame fatales. But yeah, I myself am gender fluid, as well as gender fluid, which is kind of like a branch of non-binary, and then I'm also trans and pansexual and demisexual. So yes, I am definitely LGBT. I think a lot of people in our chat are, and even the ones that aren't. Lesbian, fuck yeah, way to go. Or bisexual, sorry. I was looking at Lucifer's. No, Lucifer doesn't have it either. Which colors are lesbian? Lesbian's like red, pink. The yellow cishet folks here are queer friendly, but I wouldn't say it's by force either. I think most of them just are. Like, most of our chat is, thank you. Most of our chat is, queer friendly, even the ones who aren't, necessarily queer themselves. And I mean, like, if they're not, then I don't know it. So either they're really good at hiding it, or... and they're quietly seething while the rest of us are living our lives. But I, don't think that's the case. True, yeah, and I mean I've had like people pop in, not recently, like, but I've certainly had people pop in that were very purposely saying anti-queer stuff. But I mean, also that's unfortunately gonna happen when you when you're very open about it. You're naturally gonna get people who are just pieces of crap and being like, oh, somebody else is happy with their life, something that I've never felt before, therefore I must try and destroy it. Grey Root. Who the fuck is Grey Root? And where are they? Are they the person in that one little corner over there? I think so. So I think I've gone the wrong way. Streaming with a webcam is like ammo for some people. Absolutely. You get the... Yeah, but... Love the ability to heal midair. Yeah, I honestly, I didn't even think about it until somebody else pointed it out to me. They were like, you know, like, I guess that ability kind of makes up for, you know, some of the difficulty, right? Or rather. Okay, so, no more ads, yeah. Yeah, so, what I was gonna say was, streaming with a webcam is like ammo for some people, and yeah, absolutely. Like, it doesn't escape me that my voice is particularly masculine, and I don't ever plan to do vocal training. Just because I'm happy with how my voice sounds, so I don't want to have to change that just to sound more feminine. Because, like, then I'm doing it for other people, and what the fuck's the point? So, like, I know, like, the way I dress and the way I sound is going to, like, set some people off, but, like, fuck it. It's my life. You have an interesting relationship with gender. Well, homie, I feel you. I've talked about this, like, a decent amount, but, like, for me, it's very much like a, bordering on plural kind of thing, insofar as I see my masculine side and my feminine side as being two different entities, but they coexist and work together such that I kind of feel both at all times. So that's how I perceive my gender fluidity, if that makes sense. But for the longest time, I was convinced I was male to female. Then earlier this year, my brain was like, no, never mind. So here we are at the start. Yeah, and that's totally valid. That's totally valid. A bunch of people go through the same thing where they're like, yeah, I start this transition process, and then it's like, not really my vibe. And some people, I know a number of people start with non-binary, discover that they're trans, and then kind of discard the non-binary label. Others continue being non-binary because it's something that they relate to. Like, I would consider myself in that category. But, like, absolutely, absolutely just, like, being comfortable with yourself and kind of, like, finding out where you are. Like, that's a very important journey. Fuck yeah, being certain about gender. Honestly, if every single person on the planet who didn't know me personally couldn't tell my gender one way or the other, I'd be incredibly happy. They don't, so I settle for leaning femme. Yeah, that's fair. I change pronouns like every few months from he to they back to he, so it's fun. I like it. I'm in between he and them for the most part. That's fair. I believe people call that demi. Like demi-male, I think is the term that I've heard for that, or demi-female. But, like, yeah, I don't know. It's, good for you.
Smile on.
The precious hearts, give them, for the time of birth, for the right they must bleed.
Me contana.
Polyp hearts, gathered all that is needed is given. Alright, cool, what did I do? Greyhurt is a tweaker, BTW. I don't know what you mean by that.
Puree.
The first rite of the polyp. The first rite can begin.
Go.
Bug, cloaked by red, the time of rebirth approaches. First rite is completed, prepared for the time of birth. Take the refuse of the rite. What does the polyp pouch do? Pouch containing a fast acting venom drawn from a flower's heart applies venom to equipped tools. Okay, that's kind of sick. I might use that. Oh, it's only tools. It's not to my weapon, though. The time will come soon. The time of birth approaches. Okay. Is the polyp heart like a peyote deal or more cycloban, you think? I don't fucking know. What other quests do I have? Silver bells. Okay, let's try and do the silver bells one. Missed the timing. But yes, our community is very LGBT friendly and like I'm glad that we've been able to cultivate that type of community. Because not only does that make you feel more at home, but that makes me feel more at home. Because it's my vibe too. So as long as we're all feeling that way, I think that's a win. And it's nice to have allies as well who are not. Because I mean, for a long time I was I considered myself just a straight guy for a long time. how fucking wrong I was. But I will say though, the cis people in our, and I mean this in not a bad way, the cis people in our community are generally like really good at like listening and stuff like that, which I think is really great. Because like truly I'm literally going through being queer in fucking real time. Cause like I didn't discover, like I'm 33 fucking years old now, almost 34 really. And I just discovered that I was queer when I turned 30. Like I went through 30 fucking years of my life without knowing. And ever since then, it's been like well, what do I do now? How do I handle it? How do I feel about it? How do I think about it? And so, like, I didn't have any, like, queer friends that I was, like, comfortable enough talking to hear about their stories or anything. So, like, I literally had nothing to go on. It was just, figure it out yourself, Steve. And I'm glad that's very different now. It's very different from where I'm at now. But, like, truly, it took opening the door to kind of, like, really get anywhere with it. And I'm so glad that we have people in our community that not only can get that info, and, like, I don't know, but they listen, and they don't judge. So it's like, I don't know. That's the kind of ally I wish I had been. But then I also think I would have discovered something had I heard about that. Turns out being openly queer helps all of us, absolutely. Damn girl, that sounds rough, glad we fixed that. I mean, like, in hindsight, it wasn't too bad. Like, the biggest problem, and is something that actually continues to be a problem, which is just that, you know, my workplace is not queer friendly. And this is a place that I spend 40 hours a week at, and if they ever find out who I am, I could lose my job. Like, just straight up. And that's just a thing that I have to deal with. Hopefully I'll just stop working there eventually, but... So that's 3. But I don't know, on the whole, I'm not like... I'm glad that I went through that journey. Discovering my queerness is literally the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And, like, some of my friends will know this from having known me for, like, years. And, I mean, my friends are not the type to be here on stream. But, like, a lot of people who have known me for years could probably tell you the difference in, I guess, contentedness, happiness, confidence even, that I have now. Now that I, like, finally am comfortable in my own skin and happy with who I am as a human being. Like, what a... I'm sure it makes a world of a difference, because I feel like it has. Estrogen's pretty rad, not gonna lie. I mean, I agree. Shit literally changed my life. Oh, okay, so we talked about this a little bit earlier, and, you know, we can kind of get into it now. But I did say earlier that I technically started HRT last December, but I actually don't count my start time until January. And the reason why that is because when I first started HRT, which for those of you who are uninitiated, HRT stands for hormone replacement therapy, and so it's a key part of the majority of transitions. It's not always necessary, because I know some people don't want to physically transition and don't want to use the hormones and stuff like that, and that's perfectly valid too. But a lot of people do. And so HRT does stand for hormone replacement theory or therapy, sorry. And so I started. There's two different components, at least from male to female, which is, sorry, at least two components from male to female. Number one is you want to have number one is you block the testosterone with a testosterone blocker, and number two is you have a source of estrogen to increase the estrogen, and so that's going to help you with transitioning from male to female. So when I was first doing it, I was very nervous, and so I was like not certain that I wanted to go entirely down the path of, you know, male to female. And I was kind of like, you know what? Like, I told the doc I want to go for like a more androgynous look. And so the doc was like, all right, cool, we'll get a measure of your hormones and then we'll, you know, prescribe accordingly. And so when I did my first blood work, my preliminary blood work before starting, the results came back saying that I had below normal levels of both testosterone and estrogen. And so so the doc was like, okay, in fucking deciliters per gram or whatever the fuck the measurement was, he was like, so anywhere from 10 to 35 is normal male range for testosterone. And I was like, okay. And he says, you're at 5. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, yeah. So he was like, how about we work with a half dose for the first little bit, because, you know, this is not normal, and so it's like we're really just kind of working with whatever we got here. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, we can do that. So so we ended up doing a half dose of testosterone for a month. And then I did, of the testosterone blocker, I should say. Yes, it is possible to be both trans and non-binary. I can get into that for you there, good one, in a second. Yeah, my after 1 month on a testosterone blocker, my blood work results my blood work results actually came back so that my testosterone was back in male range after a month on the testosterone blockers. And the doc was like, that's literally never happened before. And I'm like, you have no idea how often I hear that. And he says, what? And I'm like, don't worry about it. What are we gonna do? And so he's like, well, do you want to just start on estrogen and see where it goes from there? And I'm like, sure. And so we did a regular dose of the T blocker because we were only on half to start. We did a regular dose of that, and then we did a half dose of estrogen. And so we played around with that, and then we upped the estrogen to the regular dose as well, and now here I am. I've been on that for probably 9 months now, almost. Okay, to answer your question, okay, is it possible to be both trans and non-binary? I thought being trans meant that you have a gender, and being non-binary means you have no gender. It's possible to be only non-binary, but there is a lot of non-binary folks who fuck with genders beyond none. Yes. Okay. So to get even further into it, it's not non-binary does not always indicate a lack of gender. Because there's several different types of gender identity under the non-binary umbrella. One of which is agender, which is having no gender, as you're referring to there. There's also others, such as myself, which is gender fluid. And so for me, I flip between feeling male or female depending on certain situations. And like for me, it's really just like a percentage thing. So like at some moments I feel, like 30% male, 70% female, or vice versa, or 50-50 or 60-40, whatever the percentages are. For me, it's always both at all times. It's just a matter of which one is more dominant at any given moment. And so that's a specifically, yeah, exactly. I guess non-binary just means not strictly male or strictly female. Correct, yeah. I think there's the bigender is probably one of the other ones that's referenced. There's also a like a third gender identity, and like there's lots of different identities under the non-binary umbrella. Which is nice. Because it's something that, like, we can all, as non-binary people, we can all kind of, like, relate. Even if it's not, like, set in stone. We're all just kind of, like, vibing. You know? It depends on the day, if I'm honest. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. As for my circumstance, I'm non-binary and trans and sit somewhere between none and feminine. Yeah. Exactly. So, like, I don't know, like, some people have, like, the Twitch extension that allows you to see, like, pronouns and stuff. And so mine is... And the pronouns that I use anytime I've been on GDQ hotfix or anything like that, I always use she, he, they, because more often than not, I'm feeling more female than male when I'm playing games. So that's why that one's first, and then he is there because I never feel fully non-masculine, so I like having that one there. And they, I'm not as big on they as I am the other two, but it's kind of easier for a lot of people, so I just include that one. Just because it's like, okay, it's not really my can of worms, but I think it's a nice, easy thing for people to use. I definitely prefer both she and he over they, but like, if I'm giving you a rating, I'd say she and he are both like 10 out of 10 for me. They is a 9 out of 10. It's not that big of a deal. But, yeah. I don't want to spend any more time looking for these fucking bells. So, I think we're gonna have to start making progression. So let's go to that Sinner's Path, or whatever it was called. Sinner's Road. Okay, now how the fuck do I get back there? Back to the pub, basically, and then... I'm lazy. But yeah, anyway. Thank you for asking questions. I appreciate you asking questions, and I'm always happy to answer them. Not everybody likes talking about... Yeah, of course. Not everybody likes talking about it, but I do. Like, the more people in the know, the better, is my thought. I didn't know dick about being queer until I found out I was queer, and then I kind of had to learn it all on my own. So it's like, I don't know. I don't want other people to struggle with that. I want to answer people's questions. I'm complicated. We're all complicated, in a way. I call myself gender apathetic. Not really agender. That is just distinctly not male or female. I don't care what I'm referred to. I don't care what I'm referred to as or what my gender is. If I had to define it, I usually sit at they, them, none and dip into demi-male and demi-female. Hell yeah. That's super fucking cool, Hayes. I love that for you. One of my favorite things is that, my sister kind of discovered that she was also queer. Like, she discovered it a little bit before I did, I think, but she wasn't, like, open about it because she didn't know how our family was going to kind of react. And so it's really funny to me that my sister still uses she, her pronouns, despite the fact that she identifies more as agender than as female. And she's also asexual. So it's funny that she ended up like that, and I ended up as gender fluid pansexual, because she's basically decided, no, I would not like the gender, and I'm not interested in people. And I've decided, yes, I would like all of the gender, and I will take all of the people. And so it's kind of funny how we ended up that way. Like, if gender isn't being actively discussed or referred to, I just don't think about gender as a concept for my identity. I'm apathetic to the concept, unless it's relevant. Schrodinger's gender. Something like that, or like a waveform that only exists when observed. Sometimes it's just easier to capitulate to cishet norms, sadly. I mean, yeah. Like, at some point, it's like, it's less about the fact that it's cishet and more about the fact that you kind of need some kind of standardization. And that just so happens to be... Wow! Oh, I do not like these friends. Exy. No people for anyone else? They're all Steves. Only if their name is Icarus, because I'm also demisexual, so I'm largely not interested in most people. Like, I'm generally not interested in a lot of people, but when I am, I'm super into them. It's like literally my entire fucking life. But I don't have any like specific preferences. Like I'm not only interested in females. I'm not only interested in males. Like. Oh my god, there has to be some way to deal with these guys. Oh my god. They're so spooky. Oh, so real. Hell yeah! More demisexual friends. Okay, so I really just have to be bouncing on them. Friend! Welcome in, Zhao. Oh, you made it to Sinner's Path. Well, okay, so... I was actually kind of like sitting here and I'm like... Not too long ago, I was like... Do I go to Sinner's Path? Or do I go Blasted Steps? And I settled on... Hell yeah, Phoenix. We love the streak. And I just kind of settled on Sinner's Path. That felt like where my heart said to go. Oh, XE2. Let's go. Everybody's streaking. Do I play guitar? I have a guitar. I have not played it in some time. I would like to play it some more. Honestly, someday I would like to learn drums. That's more my vibe, but... I feel like you would sin in a path, this is true. Sounds like my kind of Friday night, yeah. You have 2 guitars within 5 feet of you? You love guitar? Fuck yeah. I love that. I do really, really like music, which is why, you know, I listen to it every time I'm doing Hades. Because it keeps me focused. Hell yeah, drummer. Steve knows the chords for Wonderball. That's not true. I actually... Okay, so... Here's a little secret. Why I'm not super into guitar is because I can't do chords. And everybody's like, but that's like the easiest part. I literally cannot do chords, nor can I do strumming. I literally can only do finger picking. That's the only thing I'm good at. Those are just 2 drumsticks, really big and long drumsticks, yeah. I was classically trained in guitar for about 4 years, so I play a little different kind of guitar than you might expect. Cool. Can I ask a question which might seem offensive or transphobic, but I promise that's not the intention. Okay, I'm gonna level with you. I'm going to start by saying yes, I don't mind you asking that. But mostly because I I think it's important to ask questions and get to know things, like especially when, as you said, there's no like malicious intent behind it. So, because I would like to educate, truly. So if you have a question about something that you're not certain about, yeah, absolutely, like ask away. If it comes from a place of wanting to learn, then yes. Yeah. Oh. Like, I say go for it. Yeah. If I find that it's offensive, I may say that is a bit touchy and I don't want to answer that. Like, I will reserve the right to not want to answer if I feel it's too touchy, but like... Okay. Good start. Whew. Fuck. Green Prince. Leave me be, traveler. Better I accept this kingdom's cruelty than rage helpless against it. To waste in a cell, forgotten, 'tis no worse a fate than the haunting that binds Farloom's many fragile minds.
Benny Frank.
As you wish, prisoner. I'm gonna free him as soon as I get. Sensing a butt coming, well, yeah, of course there's a butt, yeah. I mean, yeah. Not, I would say I feel the same way. Absolutely. Yeah. Beautiful voice acting, you think so? I fully agree with Phoenix, like... Oh, I do not like them. No. Okay. Anyway. Hey, dick. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so, but at what point does someone's gender /sex/ orientation confusion actually border on mental illness or some kind of nervous breakdown? Like, there has to be a point. Okay. That is a very complicated question. That I don't think is inherently offensive. I think there's a bit of a chicken versus egg situation here insofar as, like, you'll notice that a lot of trans and non-binary people coincide with, like, having sorts of, like, different, like, mental illnesses and stuff. Like, I myself suffer from anxiety, depression, and among other less common things. And truly, a lot of it all comes back to being born in the wrong body, and I guess like I said, it's a chicken or egg scenario. You can argue that, you know, somebody's having these mental breaks, like they're having these mental illnesses and traumas and experiences because they're experiencing something that is very different from what a lot of other people are kind of like saying. I don't know. Sorry, you said that I misunderstood. You can see how my question... Yeah, okay, gotcha. So, I think at some point you get to, like, a chicken versus egg scenario. Like, at least for me, a lot of my, like, depression and anxiety came from a place of, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I am, I don't think I ever will, I don't think I'll ever be happy with myself. And the thoughts are never that clear, if I'm being fully honest with you. Like, at no point did my brain just go, okay, I just need to change my gender and everything's gonna be fine. Like, a lot of that, a lot of it, kinda was just there. Like, I was just upset with myself and I thought there was no way out. And then, like, honestly, as soon as I started, like, transitioning, like, once I discovered that I was non-binary and then kind of, like, started transitioning after that, then it was a lot more like, oh, this is where all these feelings came from. This is where all this kind of, like, struggle happened. And I kind of, like, accepted it and said, you know what? Okay, this is fine. This is part of who I am, and I'm okay with that being there. But admittedly, I don't have those attacks as often since starting on hormones and stuff. And it's not to say that I never have them, because I still get them from time to time, and I try to be very open about when I'm struggling with that kind of stuff. Because I know it's hard to be open about it, and so, you know, lead by example, right? So, I don't know. I would say, when you ask the question, so where does that line lie? At what point does acceptance blur into enabling an actual breakdown? I don't think you can ever know that. I truly don't think you can ever know that until you know that specific person. Because, and I've explained this before, every single person you need to treat as their own individual. There is no guidebook to follow. There is no perfect example that you can say, okay, I will fall back on this. The reality is that things are going to be different from person to person. Some people discard their birth name when they transition, others do not. Does that mean that, and so it's not fair to assume that every trans person does when there are people who do not. In the same way that some people discard their gender and others don't. And it's because of that you actually kind of have to treat every single case as an individual. So, is it possible that somebody is enabling their own breakdown by diving into that stuff? Well, I think it could potentially be. But I think in the vast majority of cases, it's not. In the vast majority of cases, people are actually saving themselves from those breakdowns. Because at least for the very... from my own experience, that's exactly what it was. It saved me from having those breaks. Alright, so I need to pogo those guys, because otherwise they're fucking scary. Anyway. There's a lot of, like, really big, long comments here, so I'm gonna try and take a look at them next time I get to a bench. Just, like, haven't fuck, these guys to contend with is not helping. Can you? No. Whew. Sorry, that was stressful. Yeah, of course. Oh fuck, where am I? Okay, sorry, we're about to hit an ad, so I'm gonna kind of like read through some of this. Mostly because people who might be willing to examine one might be more likely to examine the other. For me, it doesn't actually differ. I'm autistic, and my relationship to gender was based solely on my social masking. That sounds very familiar. And what was expected as an assigned male at birth individual. My emptiness is a direct result of my autism and how I view the world. In the general case, you have to look at patterns of behavior. People having a genuine mental break will exhibit different behaviors and actions than someone genuinely examining and exploring their gender and transitioning. I fully agree with that, that point there, Hayes. I relate to the expectations. Yeah, okay. God, my caffeine intake is making my heart do that weird squibble-squabble shit. I know what you mean, Phoenix. An example, I have a partner who's plural, CPDSD and DID. Her being trans was never a part of that before her personalities openly emerged. She's trans and plural is two separate things. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, there are a lot of good long comments, so I can't respond to all of them, but I'll just say thank you. Yeah. Technically undiagnosed. Yeah, that's a problem I have as well. That's because that shit is expensive. Once I started learning more about autism, I started examining gender more too, and came to where I'm at now. A lot of what everyone said makes sense. Yeah. Happy to share my personal thoughts. Glad they're helpful. No, I generally do 3 1-minute breaks an hour, specifically because that disables pre-roll ads for me, so that anybody new who hops in doesn't get ads just for existing. But yes, sorry, that ad break was me reading comments. That was it. And I'm reading them out loud for the benefit of YouTube when this video goes up next Monday, so, I fucking hate these little dudes, they suck. And hiding from the alligator bugs, yeah, exactly. They're spooky! Where are you at? My ads, I feel like I'm robbing this interaction. No. Honestly, if you came in at the right time, since pre-roll is disabled, you might have actually just dodged them. Barbed bracelet. Increases damage taken, but also increases damage dealt by the needle. Aha. I feel like this water's gonna hurt me. It is sapping my silk. I don't know how to get rid of it. Can I get rid of it? Anyway, yeah, that was a good lot of answers. Thank you for the sub. Zhao, very, very much appreciated. Always good to see you. Well, this feels unfair, and I don't. Oh. From Steven from the Stevedores. Uh, the maggot water, we've arrived. Have fun, Steve. Oh. Is this a, From Software Poison Swamp situation? I named your chat Stevedores, feel free to use that. I mean, I don't know. I've been trying to think of a community name, but... Oh, that's cute. I love it. It's wonderful. So now I can watch ads without the mental strain. Well, thank you, Jow. Very much appreciated. Stevedores is a great name. What is Stevedore? It's almost like queer people have to defend their positions frequently in order to live their lives, and they get good at doing it when they do it enough. I mean, yeah, okay, so hold on. And I want to pause to talk about that, because when I was in university, I was in psychology, and I was in psychology, and I was in this class in my 3rd or 4th year called The Psychology of Sexuality, and so or no, it was just called The Psychology of Sex. And of course there was a unit on non-straight sexualities and like non-cis people and stuff like that. And so at one point the professor asks, is it okay to ask why someone's gay? And the vast majority of people in the class said no. And I think I was the only one who said yes. And I think... And it made it pretty hard because it actually, like, turned everybody against me. And a lot of people kind of assumed that I was being, you know, like, a bigot, I guess. And I don't think I was necessarily being bigoted, but I was being kind of stupid about it. Like, I didn't, like, put up a hissy fit or anything like that. I was just kind of like, I err on the side of education. If we're not allowed to ask that question, and they're not allowed to answer that question, then we put people in the exact same boat that I was in when I was 30 years old and didn't know the first fucking thing about being queer. Because I didn't have anybody to teach me. I didn't have any role models that I knew. Like, all I had was fucking stereotypes from, like, sitcoms and shit, right? So it's like... Do I think it's okay to ask somebody why they're gay? Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think it's okay to ask that question and have them... And I think it's okay for that person... And for them to be perfectly valid in saying, I think it's perfectly valid for them to say, you can't ask me that, or I don't want to answer that. And that's fine. And I mean, like, I don't know. For me, I think you can't learn if you don't ask the questions. But... it's not appropriate to ask any stranger about their sexuality, allo, cis, or queer. Your friends or family, sure. Okay, so the missing context from that is, in the case of a psychological study, if you're interviewing participants based on, and doing a paper based on sexuality, is it okay for you to ask that person why or how they came to that conclusion? So the person has volunteered for a study into their sexuality. Is it okay to ask that question? And I think... I think that's... I don't know. The person volunteered for a study. I don't know. I just like talking about things I've put a lot of thought into and rambling at people that will listen. Yeah, that's fair. If you're in a study about your sexuality, they have volunteered to give that information, was my opinion. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, everybody but me said that's not okay. Yeah. True. Okay, but yeah, that's a good point, Lucifer. No, you're right. I would never go up to some random person on the street and ask, "Hey, are you gay or straight or whatever?" Like that ain't gonna happen. Like, I think yeah, that's inappropriate. Absolutely. And I apologize for not giving enough what's the word I'm looking for? Context, I suppose. Anyway, all that to say, be who you are, love who you love. Like, truly, the world is a better place when more people are being honest and happy with themselves and being respected for it than being feared or looked down upon. So, like, truly, I think that's where I lie. I err on the side of people deserve to be happy, truly. And the only line in the sand I draw for that is if you derive your happiness from other people suffering, not in the S&M kind of way, but just in general, you enjoy making people hurt for no reason, then that's a problem, and you no longer deserve to have that happiness. But outside of that, I think I think everybody deserves to be happy in their own skin and be who they want to be. Like, you don't have to... Like, it's not your fucking business if you don't agree with something to just try to change it. Stopping a random bystander and asking why they're gay sounds like fun. You probably won't get any useful data out of that. 100% you will not get useful data out of that. Also always happy to talk because a few years ago when I was figuring this out, I went to one of my best friends who was trans, and after prefacing with consent to get to heavy topics, how her gender connection felt, and she helped a lot. So I want to be that for someone else. Exactly. In the context of sociological study about sexuality, I think it would be more appropriate to ask something like, would you be willing... Okay, that's fair. Sound like me trying to turn people vegan with the do what makes you happy as long as others don't suffer. True. I lost track of what I was doing. I couldn't even figure out where the fuck I was going in that place. Right, I wanted to try the other exit through the lake or whatever. And then we'll call it a night after that. Oh, I'm out of silk. Oh, because of the fucking maggots. Like, I get where you're coming from, saying yes about that question in your class, but also you gotta be gentle about that kind of topic with folks. Yeah. I guess, like, I have no clue what this game is about. I'm just enjoying the audio. Good. I guess, like, where I got really miffed about it is, when somebody said it's like asking someone, whether they like chocolate or vanilla ice cream, and then when they say vanilla, you go, why? And I'm like, I don't think those things are equivocal, my friend. I don't. I think you are obfuscating things by several measures. I think you're missing many obvious points here, but I don't know. Pedantically, yeah, the phrasing matters, just wise, yeah. Every enemy moans so much. I guess they do. No. Making it clear it's not a complaint. Yeah. Y'all are hilarious. Talking about all the enemies moaning and how it's not a complaint. Fuck! I'm so bad at platforming, y'all. The diagonal pogo is quick summary, you're a demigod that got kidnapped and now you're trying to figure out by who and why. I guess she kinda is. And that's information readily available in the first game. Is it a sequel or are they both standalone, and how far are we into figuring it out? Fuck. Can I? Fuck. I hate it! We're making progress is all I can say. Yeah. Well, okay, so my friend who actually convinced me to play the first Hollow Knight, the first thing he told, like, he and I were talking about this last week, we were hanging out, and he was like, let me say, I'm watching your YouTube videos, and the fact that you are sticking with the diagonal pogo, he's like, that's the first thing I tried to get rid of. As soon as I was like, oh, we gotta pogo diagonally, he was like, no, fuck that shit. I ain't doing it. Anyway, all that to say, the diagonal pogo is rough, and I'm mostly doing it because I don't want to learn a new moveset right now. Balls enjoyers unite. Sorry, I'm looking through the comments. This is so fucking funny. Y'all talking about balls and shit. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucifer. Okay, okay, you can do this, Steve. Fuck! Oh my god. Oh, my reward is fighting one of these fuckers. Wow, what an incredible honor. Ah! My Hollow Knight experience so far, many moans and many balls. Ballad. Oh my god, we did it. No, it's fighting one of those fuckers and more platforming. Oh, yeah, you're right. Lucky me. Ooh, this is a new ability, is it not? Daughter of a distant land. He who remained have waited long. Bind our strength to yours. Reclaim the future of our haunted kingdom. My eyes! Found the silk skill, Thread Storm. Press R1. Attack by whipping a storm of silk around oneself. Silk skills. Oh, sick! That's like the thing from the thing from the thing. Yeah! I can do the thing! Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That hit a spot right there. Sorry, I'm totally normal about this. It's the thing from the thing. Hey, golly! Yeah. Clobbering time. Just finished the cover art for another book idea. Fuck yeah. Look at you go, Phoenix. I'm proud of you. I think that's all that's up here. Full of ideas right now. Fuck yeah. The thing from the thing. We love the thing from the thing. Fuck, there's a way. Oh! Triple. How does it interact with the balls, though? It is my birthright or whatever. I guess the short version is it low-key doesn't. Oh, I thought I had them both in range. Okay, I'm gonna go get that shit back, and then we're gonna call it a night because it's after midnight. I did get one of those guys' things. It's just 516, that's fine. Yeah. Fuck the balls. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you, chat? You'd like it if I fucked the balls, wouldn't you? After all of our queer discussions. Hey, you said it, not me. I would, yes, do we have to pay extra for that? It ain't happening. Fuck the balls, I think you're doing the fuck wrong. Not maybe with that attitude. Yeah, I like my safety shit. Pardon me, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Fuck if I know where I'm gonna find the rest of this. Oh. Oh, am I learning? Chat, am I discovering things in real time? Oh my god, yeah, totally. Those thingers are okay, my mouse doesn't appear on screen. Okay, so like, can I zoom in any further? I cannot. Oh my god, am I learning? Okay, so like, in the center of the screen-ish right now is Moss Home, and that like funky the funky shaped diamondy striped thing, right? In Moss Home, do you see that? It's like not an actual icon. It's like the map is like designed like that. And there's another one up here in the Shellwood. And I think that's one that's kind of like cut in half here at Deep Docks. And then I just got one here up at Craw Lake. And every one of those has been like a new ability. And so I sit here and I'm like, maybe I should actually be looking for those. Whenever I'm like wandering a map and shit. Yeah. Hence the, oh my god, am I learning? Slash, oh my god, did I just not notice that like a dumbass? But yeah, I seriously have no idea where the Sinner's Path stuff was leading me. I got so confused and lost immediately. And scared. So I think I'm going to come back to Sinner's Path another time, and we're going to start with Blasted Steps next week. So actually what I'm going to do is run us over there. So we're going to take the Bell Beast over. So let's do that, and then we'll call it a night. And it leads to an even more fun area. Fucking poison swamps. I didn't ask for this. Something about sinning just felt right. True, though. Okay, for real, though, the reasoning why I wanted to go with Sinner's Path is because Sinner's Road, whatever. Is because when I was like initially coming through here, like, so I kind of went through Mossum, across the Marrow, into Deep Docks a little bit, and then backtracked up to go to Hunter's March. Then I came back into Deep Docks, ventured into Farfields, and then exploded out into Greymoor, and then I ended up in Greymoor, and I got to a point like where the halfway home is, and I'm like, I feel like I've been making a lot of progress, and so maybe I should just like, I don't know, find another way out or something. And I didn't find that Bell Beast right away. So I ended up going like out this way over to the Bell Heart, where we got like a small cutscene for the haunted town at that point. At that point, and then once I got to the Bell Heart, that's kind of where I was like, okay, we'll see. And then I ended up like trying to backtrack through the Shellwood, and then like I kind of like caught a roadblock, and so what I ended up doing was going back to the Moss Grotto, and then actually going through the Wormways and up to the Shellwood, and then I'm like, oh, that's the intended path. I took the back door through Farfields. And so that's why I was like, you know what? I took the back door once, I might as well do it again. And so I thought Sinner's Road is probably going to be a back door. Yep, there it is. Somebody making a backdoor joke. To answer your question, Hayes, I don't know how many big bells I've rung. I've rung all of the ones that I've seen, but I could not tell you which ones they were. But yeah, I kind of think next time I want to just go through the Blasted Steps and presumably up to the Citadel. Because we have a couple of things there. Our major plot point, and beyond our major plot point, we also have the upgrade material there. So, fuck me, I guess. Yeah, of course. Fire away, Exy. Has/will the amount of time you've been/will be on E affect the percentage of genders you feel? Okay, so that's actually an excellent question. Thank you for bringing that back up. And the short version is no. If, like, I talked about earlier, you know, my expression of my gender fluidity is that I kind of, like, vary by percentage, right? And what affects that is two things. Number one, the first thing that affects what percentage of male to female that I am feeling is type of activity. Insofar as any activities that require gut instinct and intuition make me inherently feel more female. Any activities that require more logical and direct thought and application make me feel more male. So that is the primary thing which influences which gender I feel. The other major thing that influences it is overall time, which insofar as that, I mean, I had spent 30 years just being a man, and I didn't discover my femininity until I was 30. And so I go to work in a place where I have to be male, and so when I get home, I kind of overcompensate in the opposite direction. Maybe overcompensate is a little bit of a strong way to put it, but I compensate in the opposite direction. I tend to err on the side of feeling more feminine when I'm at home because it is a safe place for me to do so, where work is not a safe place for me to do so. So I like to take the chances that I can get to express that side of myself. That all very much makes sense. Thank you. A lot of people always go like, wait, why you'd think that if you were born male that your intuitive side would be the male one and your logical thinking side would be the female one, because like you kind of like decided that you're female. And I'm like, well, no, actually the gut instinct was always feminine, just I had to cover that up with a mask of masculinity for a long time. Fuck gendering that shit, what a load of crap. Yeah, I feel that on a different front with masking autism in my hospitality job, and then I get home and let it all loose with my partner. Exactly. And I'm extra autistic. Without being too TMI, my gender feelings tend to happen more during adult activities, and which way it leads depends on the aspects. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah. Yeah, for me it's activity based. I know for some people it's like day to day whatever. For me it's entirely activity. And so like the best way to describe it is when I'm speedrunning, I feel female. When I'm cutting my videos to post to YouTube, I feel male. Because being in the zone and just being in my natural state just makes me feel more feminine. And so if I steer into that, I tend to do better. But then when I'm just kind of like analyzing and making sure to like do things that require like precision and shit, then I do more masculine. Hell yeah, I see the autistic urge to get home and just stop trying. That is so valid. That is so valid. But yeah, that's where we're gonna be calling it for today. And next time we pick this up, we're gonna continue on into the Blasted Steppes and see where that takes us. Anyway, thank you for tuning into Behemoth's Backlog. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed gender discussions. Didn't see that coming when you picked this video, except if I throw it in the description, which I might. But yeah, thank you for sticking around while we kind of like talked about that stuff. And I feel like we didn't achieve like a whole lot directly, but we kind of did a little bit of cleanup and a little bit of exploration, so it's fine. We'll get more done plot-wise on the next one. So we will see you then. Bye-bye.